everybody, and welcome to MotoGP's Italian Grand Prix in 2023, coming to you from the Mugello circuit. Unfortunately, live coverage couldn't be brought to you this weekend as well due to a disruption in our services as well, with an issue with Dorna. It aired live on Twitch, where the German Grand Prix next weekend will also air and be uploaded after. However, so we have the complete, and it's not fair to let you go without. Here's what happened. The race only for MotoGP's Italian Grand Prix. I was in the commentary box watching the action. It's the MotoGP Italian Grand Prix from the Mugello World Circuit. Franco Bagnaia is on pole position after victory yesterday in the sprint. Marc Marquez lines up second on the grid. Then moving up with Luca Marini in third. Then it's Jack Miller, Jorge Martin, Alex Marquez, Marco Bezzecchi, Aleix Espargaro and Johan Zarco. Then it's Brad Binder, Enea Bastianini, Maverick Vinales. Then Franco Morbidelli, Fabio Quartararo, Takiki Nakagami running out 15th place as well. 16th for Michele Perez, 17th Miguel Oliveira, 18th Fabio Di Gianantonio, 19th Raul Fernandez, 20th Augusto Fernandez, 21st Lorenzo Salvador, 22nd is Jonas Felger, 23rd, but not starting this race is Alex Rins as well. So that is what's happening at the moment. Josh 44 says, "You're on." Yeah, where have you been? Where have you been, Josh T? Get yourself back in that pit lane quickly. You've disappeared from everywhere. Get yourself back in that box. Hello SHT from YouTube here. Prediction for the top three for this race: Bagnaia, Marquez, Marini as well. I think is my prediction coming into this one as well. That's where we're going for it as the riders come uphill towards turn number one. It's going to be a very close race, this one as well. If what yesterday was predicted is to be in any way believed, it was a very strong battle. Circuit winners, well, last year Bagnaia won and Quartararo won in 21 as well. So anything can happen, and usually does happen in MotoGP as the one-wall lap continues to form around and begin. Mark dropped quite down a lot yesterday, says SHT. Yes, so did Alex Marquez. He crashed at the first corner. He now starts, Alex Marquez, from 6th on the grid. So that's going to be the difference that we have to keep in there. Bagnaia, 106 points in the championship. Marco Bezzecchi on 102, with Jorge Martin on 3. Brad Binder has 4 as well. And if you don't know why we're broadcasting on Twitch, that's due to a copyright issue we're having with Dorna at the moment. So the race is live on Twitch and uploaded later to the JB Motorsports YouTube account. So apologies if you're not seeing this race live. As I said, it's not directly our fault in any way. It's Dorna and automatic procedures. 135,670 people are here at this event. Just waiting to see, hopefully, what's going to be a fantastic event, as more volume in my ears means I can't hear myself quite clearly. So hopefully everyone, let us know if our mics are good. I felt really sick, so I started uploading an hour 16 video. Well, here we are, yeah. Don't worry, Jess took over doing the uploads. We figured out you might have been knackered, so Jess took over the uploads, and she's doing them now, actually. So Jess is just finishing up the last of the streams. Double yellow flag coming onto the line then. So here we are then. It is the 6th round of the 2023 MotoGP World Championship. 23 laps ahead of us. Bagnaia on pole position. Marquez starts second. Luca Marini has P3 on the grid as well. That's the front row. Can Bagnaia take a double victory? He took the sprint race as well earlier. Green flag is at the back. It's all eyes to the lights for the start procedure to get underway. We need the 5 magic red lights which illuminate now, and MotoGP is go! Good start for Marc Marquez, good start for Bagnaia. Jack Miller though, KTM gets another right together with a run towards turn number 1 and immediately goes straight into the lead. But can Bagnaia get the comeback coming towards the braking zone towards turn 1? Yes he can. Miller's on the inside line. Luca Marini coming up into 3rd position, and Bagnaia is actually keeping the lead. He's come back to the inside line. So Bagnaia leads, Miller 2nd, Marini I believe is up into third position, Martin in fourth position, Marquez fifth, Alex Marquez sixth, and Mark ahead of Alex. They come first into the two Lorenzo corners as well at the bottom of the hill. Bagnaia, Miller, Marini, Martin, Marquez, Alex Marquez, Bezzecchi down to 7th position, Bindu in 8th, with Bastianini 9th and Aleix Espargaro rounding out the top 10. Morbidelli in 11th, Zarco in 12th as well, round the outside. That was a brilliant move from Miller to defend away from Luca Marini, who's now led Jorge Martin through. Marc Marquez trying to come back on the inside line, still not managing to succeed. Unfortunately, this helicopter camera really is providing the differential cameras we need as we try and come into the braking zone. Mark's trying to go right round the outside, loses out a couple of positions as well. He's going to lose out to Alex Marquez if he's not too careful. Pirro back for another MotoGP GP race as well. Yep, he's on the factory development bike of the Ducatis as well. It's not actually the same development bike as they fly uphill then for the first time, trying to have the ultimatums that we were expecting in this race. It really is actually quite quiet, trying to get this thing in. First time into the braking zone for the last corner then. Mortara is 2.4 seconds back from the leader as well, so he's got to find time to improve as we complete the opening lap. Bastianini down to 11th place on his return to MotoGP ever since his injury earlier on in the season, as they still try and come back as well on the inside line. That's Miller versus Martin. Martin on Prima Promax, sending right round the outside of Jack Miller. Perfect little move to try and get the slipstream back. Fantastic cutback, fantastic action between them as well. Let us know if you can hear me okay on the microphone. As we see on the inside, Miller again trying to get an attack, and Martin side by side. That's Marini versus Miller now. As on the inside, Marquez going to come back, going to work in, speed up, attacks. Bezzecchi and Alex Marquez under the same position. My goodness me, is this getting a little bit of a difference of opinion to really push and sort of battle as well as they come into the braking zone. 22 laps to go. Bagnaia by 0.4 of a second leads the race, and they're still keeping it together. They're still trying to find the interesting bits as well, aren't they? They're still trying to just sort of hug the inside line and sort of see what works, as Miller now in third position. He's holding up a little train as well with Marini and Marquez. What is wrong with the sound? There's barely any track sound up there today as well from the track noise angles as they try and come back in on the inside line. Bagnaia leads 0.4 of a second to Martin. And this is a good start as we hear them finally coming through the Acrobiata corners at the back of the circuit as well, through the double left-right chicane as well. Marquez just trying to get back up as they always drowns out once again into the braking zone. Who's going where? Oh, it's a little bit too dangerous, a little bit too risky actually coming to that braking zone. They don't know who to believe half the time. They really are sort of like not playing with fire. We've got a yellow flag, sector 4, who's gone down as they come across the start line. On board back now, 1.6-3, Martin, 1.6-9, faster. Into the braking zone as well. Martin closing down the back line on the inside. Alex Marquez makes a lunge on the inside of Miller, and Marquez takes the clear of them. Oh, Marc Marquez ties up the inside of Jack Miller, who touches the side of Alex Marquez. Gallardo's going through. Luca Marini with a great move on the inside. Beat that, he says. Take that, he says. He's going to deal with it. Marc Marquez coming back on the inside line. So trying to come back. He's going to work out that side as well. Really a couple of corners by these two. They really are defending as hard as they possibly can. They really are attacking as hard as they possibly can. Martin, 1:46.829, he's second position, and he has the fastest lap at the moment as they come back through then into Acrobiatas. And Marc Marquez on the back of Luca Marini then for third position as they come up the hill. I don't want to say trying to find a position, but he is. He's trying to just navigate between the inside line, and it's pushing him out a little bit too much as well. It's not giving him the opportunity. Some great racing here, says SAG. Here's the replay down towards turn number 1. Look now, look at this. Look, this is Marc Marquez diving up into Alex gets in his way, so Alex goes in way too hot. That pushes out Jack Miller. Mark's on the inside line, and really, that's not actually Mark's fault. The angle that we saw first was quite different. So Mark is on the normal race line. Alex comes in way too hot, splits the inside of his brother Mark and Luca Marini, dives up the inside inside of Jack Miller. Miller tried to cut back on the inside. Mark's already gone for the position on the inside tight line, and Alex is forced to step up. If anything, that's a victim of just continuing at the back of the circuit. That's nothing to do with them actually having a problem out on the circuit, so to speak. So that's Alex up into 6th position, into down to 7th, Zarco down to 8th position, Marini versus Marquez is the battle in towards turn number 1. Lane's on the brakes as well, just nicely touching it as they come through. Mark needs to avoid crashing again because he's got back-to-back crash in the previous 2 races, 2 race weekends, and the last race he absolutely threw 2nd place away. That's from SH3, absolutely as well. 20 laps to go, lap 4, 23. It's a long while this race. It's not the average outside long closing up with each other. The temperature is still the same at 44 degrees. Air temperature at 23, 52% humidity. It's remaining remarkably consistent out there on the circuit at the moment. You don't forget you can watch in as well with the tweet deck alongside, seeing the hashtag MotoGP, hashtag Italian GP. Bagnaia leads by 0.4 of a second. Martin has now pulled out a 1.3 second advantage to Luca Marini. So he's still trying to find the gap, and luckily still trying to find the pace out there. So I'd say you can just about get away with that. Just about have the attacking edge as they come through. Marini is now, he's creating a train effect behind. There's just no effect coming into it now. Really is quite disappointing as they swing back through. Hopefully you're hearing more track noise than I am at the moment in my earphones. We need better earphones as well. These things are too basic. They can't handle extremely one of those on the as they come into the braking zone. That's Binder tag on the inside line. That's Zarco, and Binder goes wide. Zarco takes the inside line. Perfect into turn 14. A fantastic manoeuvre. Pitch perfect as he comes out of the last corner. Zarco gets ahead of the mighty Brad Binder, and now attack with Jack Miller towards turn number 1. Green wide into the braking zone. Zarco keeps the inside line. Now look at Marini. He's trying to come through at the moment. Bagnaia will lead by 131 points to Giuseppe 22 back. Martin will be on 107, 24 back. Binder on 89, 42 back. So, well, a 22-point lead in the championship. Not really sure I'm fancying that, to be fair, compared to the two of them. I would much rather say, no thank you very much, I'll hold my hands up with that one and try and risk it. Well, Bagnaia leading the title, Pasecki down in 9th position. This is what happens when we have Ducatis running away. They work at some tracks, they don't work at others, and they do work at this track. The problem is, Pasecki doesn't. We had an advantage yesterday in the sprint race, didn't take it, lost out dramatically, and now we're seeing the adverse effect of that. It's not being as, well, I don't say competitive, but it's not being as close as it is. It's up the inside. Finally, we mentioned Fabio Quartararo in this commentary as well, up the inside of an airbag. Quartararo moving up into 12th position. A miserable season he is having on that Yamaha as well. Just not accelerating, not finding the space, not finding the time. So can we see the gaps? Slightly, only for a second though. The gaps as well. The gap 0.5 seconds between Bagnaia and Martin. Well, then into the further second, 2/10 between them as well. I can only do that one for so long. I don't want to get in any more trouble as well. Don't Mir not racing. No, Mia's broken his leg in several places as well. So Mir is not racing in today's race. As Oliveira moves up to 14th place, Binder up to 17th. However, we can't show more of the screen. It's not yet. So after we get this complete deal with the door, I think it's going to come through. On the attack, he's trying to almost hound dog effect him as well. It's really close stuff to kick. 357 kilometers an hour from Marco Pasecki, 222 miles per hour. Some absolutely stellar maneuvers right now as Marquez is about to third position. That's got the inside of Luca Marini. Still not going to have anything flying here, I'm afraid. And look at that, Bagnaia and Martin checking out. 18 laps to go. This could be an absolute thriller we're going to see in this one. Absolute barnstormer. If it's going to be that type of effect in the race, oh, imagine it is. Imagine it's going to be that type of race and it just sort of sails through and keeps the attack and keeps the pressure between them. 18 laps to go. Bagnaia leads, Martin second, 1.596 the gap. And Marini, Marquez, Alex Marquez, Zarco, Binder, Miller, Bezzecchi, Alicia Spargo, Morbidelli, Bashi, top 12. So there's time, well, we can see more time on the screens if I keep my eyes sort of cleaned up as well. Also, we're not in the main commentary box. You might notice we're in the green screen area to try and do this race. Main box being taken up as well by Lamont. Not like making a difference. Side by side action at the moment. Oh, Mark's down! Mark's crashed! Well, that was predictable, wasn't it? He's dropped the front end of the bike. And look at that, he's going like, why? He's literally looking at the bike saying, why did you do that when he was running wide in the last corner? And Marc Marquez crashes once again. He has crashed in every single race he has taken part in 2023. Mark is a crasher, win it or bin it, and he has forgotten how to win it. And he's just gone down the outside, trying to Luca Marini. You don't go round the outside at turn 15. It's a banked first corner on a motorcycle that's going to drop you immediately. Turns to the outside line, gets on the dirt, and it drops it quicker than a sock in quicksand as well. That is absolutely ridiculous. And SSG says, yeah, says it again. What's this? When we get to lap 10, can you show the gaps again? Yes, yes, we will. Once we get to lap 10, we will. And I said it once again, Mark is not being the real Mark nowadays, and he's blaming the bike. That's a Calac chassis. Think about it. He crashed at the French Grand Prix. He crashed at the opening Grand Prix as well at Portugal. He's crashed here in Italy. 3 races he's completed out the 7 so far this season, and 3 races he's crashed. It can't be the bike's fault. It's got, well, Mia's broke his leg, yes, but it's got to be Mark. Mark has got to stop overriding that. He's got to go right down the outside of the corner, which is banked. You don't do that, and he's gone down. Well, I wonder how long, whether or not the contract is, whether Mark gets fed up with Repsol Honda or Repsol Honda gets fed up with Marc Marquez. He has wrecked over £1 million worth of machines in 3 races, and he was injured for 4 of them. Unbelievable how much of he's letting him get away just because he's a world champion. They've redesigned the bike several times. They can't win it, he's injured. It's not the same rider, and he is riding like he is the same rider. He has not adapted at all. And the longer this goes on, the longer it causes problems. It is getting ridiculous. 16 laps to go then. Bagnaia leads, 0.6 of a second to Martin. They're the top 2 at the moment. 1.75 seconds they've got to Luca Marini. He's going to sit in this commentary box chair as well. I usually stand for commentating as well. This is getting quite annoying. 342 kilometers an hour down to 85 kilometers an hour in 6.3 seconds. That's the braking power from that the R46 bike of Luca Marini. He's on the 3rd place at the moment. Now into the SS section. Oh, they're doing wide. That's a bit tight. Too careful. Here we go then. Once again, taking on the brakes, taking on the power. More on Repsol Honda getting annoyed with Mark, yeah, and this is how annoying to watch Mark nowadays. He's still quick, but he just can't stay away from crashing. You're right. Every single time. He crashes in the practice sessions now as well. When did you know Marc Marquez to ever crash in the practice sessions before? A couple of years ago. And ever since then, he's been throwing it away on the bikes. Huge accidents ever since Jerez. Think back to last year, the crash on the way to the grid as well. And Repsol did not look happy. That is the worst I've ever seen Repsol Honda look at Marc Marquez. That is a rookie accident. I hate to say it, but I know Marc Marquez pride. He doesn't want to think about not racing in MotoGP, but I think we are witnessing possibly the end of Marc Marquez. Every single one of those Repsol Honda, the HRC guys in that garage right now that we have cut to are looking angry, are looking frustrated, are looking annoyed as Marco Bezzecchi has had a moment. That bike, it seems to want to kick him off more than a fucking Bronco, and he's down now into 9th position, but he's chasing Alicia Spargo on the long run down towards turn number 1. It takes the inside line as well, trying to have a little look on the inside line, and he's got it. Can take Jack Miller in the same breath into turn 1. No, he can't. Colorado to 12 again. Hang on a minute. Colorado being passed by Bastianini. What's happening to Quattararo? This championship is just too bad. Oh, hello. The 2 senior head honchos of Repsol HRC have just gone into Marc Marquez, his motorhome, and slammed the door shut behind them. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at what SHT says. The last crash-prone season I had seen from Mark was in 2015. Yep, you're right. He even got taken out there by Rossi. but ever since his injury, the number of crashes he has added up. Yeah, and again, I think he's finished sprint races, but I don't think he's finished Grand Prix this year, if I'm not mistaken. He crashed out in France. He crashed out in France. Crashed out in Portugal. I don't think Mark has finished a race this year, has he? He's finished sprint races, but I do not think Marc Marquez has finished a Grand Prix distance this year. Now, isn't that telling? How telling is that? That they need to start thinking about the possibility that Marc Marquez might not be this one. Yeah, he crashed all the main races so far this year. Thank you, SSG. I've been up for over 24 hours. I can't remember if that's right or not, so thank you for having my back on that in the Twitch chat as well. Just a reminder that the German Grand Prix for MotoGP will also be streamed here on Twitch and uploaded to JD Motorsports' YouTube channel after the fact. That includes practice and qualifying and the sprint and the race as well, while we sort out this copyright issue as well. It still means we can bring in the racing points minimised as well into differentials. 14 laps to go there. We are lap 10:23, and like I said, let's take a look at the gaps there between them at the moment. 14 to go. Bagnaia, gap of 0.6 of a second. Marini 0.13, Alex Marquez 0.3, 0.6 for Zarco, 0.9 for Binder, 2.3 for Miller, Aleix Spargo 0.3, Bezecchi is 0.4, Morbidelli 0.2, Pasquini 1.1, Colorado 0.27, same as Oliveira. As we go, Nakagami 0.7, Vinales 0.5, 1.1 for Raul Fernandez, 0.4 for Di Antonio, 3.32 for Pirro, 0.7 for Salvador, 0.3 for Fernandez, 27 seconds back as well. At the back for Jonas Folger. As we look at the man who used to crash in a MotoGP, not crashing anymore. And that is our championship leader, Pecco Bagnaia. I think has only crashed once this year, back at the Cota Grand Prix, the Circuit of the Americas race. So I think that's the only time he's had an accident at that part of the track as well. If you are a huge Spanish motorsport fan, Alonso is the man you want to watch, not Mark. If you're a Ferrari fan, the World Endurance Team is the team to watch currently with 1 hour and 39 minutes to go. AF Corsa Ferrari, Antonio Giovinazzo leads by 3 minutes 21. Sure. I don't know if that's right or not. Gap 3 minutes 22. Oh, that's because the Toyota's in the pits. Oh well, Ferrari lead there. Ferrari leading there. Yeah. Fairly sure that's the situational key. 13 to go then, as they follow through. SHT, thanks for following the SHT by the way, says last year Bagnaia crashed several times this season, not so much. Yeah, he's flipped the switch, isn't he? Proper championship, he's flipped the switch, he's become a competent rider, and that's what we like to see in the championship. He's done actually what Mark Marquez did, really. Competent rider, sort of just accepted what he needed to do and just sort of run with it. So he's actually been quite good, and I don't want to say it because I hate saying it, but he's been quite a cool cookie in the field as well, I think, is the order. As that driver tracker on the Le Mans 24 is glitching, and I hope it's not, and it is now freezing our content, which is absolutely fantastic because I can't leave. Oh no, it's still working, it's just having a little bit of a glitch. What's it doing? It'll reset itself after a while. 13 laps to go. Yellow flag, sector 3. Who's gone down? Who has crashed to bring out that yellow? And it is Miguel Oliveira. No! Oh, if there was a rider that needed such good luck in the series and not getting it, it's Miguel Oliveira. He has crashed out of this Grand Prix at turn 9. That's a fast one. That's Aqua Miriabiata corner at turn 9. The big struggle this year is Yamaha and Colorado. Yeah. Marco and Repsol. Oh, and he's being helped away. Stretches there, but he's walking. Miguel Oliveira and other riders have crashes and more crashes this year. Got crashed into in race 4. Struggling ever since. Alex Marquez making his way up to 3rd position. Luca Marini trying to go right around the outside of his turn 1 mark. So Alex breaks late. Luca Marini though back on the inside. I think that would have frustrated Alex a little bit. He stayed side by side with him. Luca Marini takes 3rd position in the Italian Grand Prix, but Alex is trying to sit up on that bike. He's trying to find something. Let's see, Power Bomb says, bet you Mark won't be at Repsol next year. I think you're absolutely right. Power Bomb, by the way, just so you know, if you don't already, mainly we stream on JB Motorsports on YouTube. So just type in Joshua Birch Motorsport on YouTube, the same as this Twitch channel. You should find all our other MotoGP content. Just that this weekend we got a copyright strike because of it, but we shouldn't have had one. So while we wait for the appeal, the MotoGP races will be on here. So just so we don't lose you in the future and you want to come along to watch more. I agree with you though, Carbon 03. Mark will not be at Repsol next year. I don't think Mark will be on Repsol much this year. I think there'll be a cull at some point as well in the future. As they come into it, Taylor's taking it ever so easy now. 12 laps to go in this race. As the action continues to push on. Hopefully a little bit more than normal as Ferrari are leading quite well. See the wet race, 12 to go. We're halfway there in the MotoGP race, and it seems to dull down. It seems to be quite nice. Very unusual to see this. HSG says, if Mark gets kicked out from Repsol Honda, where do you reckon he'll go? Ducati, Guinesci, alongside his brother Alex. Alex is loving that life. Mark would love it on the Ducati. Maybe factory Ducati as well. As Alex Marquez dives on the inside once again of Luca Marini. Into the braking zone, gets it stuck in nicely. And this time, third position belongs to Alex Marquez. Luca Marini down to fourth position. Can't do anything else about it, I'm afraid. Sweet move. Nice move. We needed that move to sort of become stick, and it's happened. 11 laps to go. As they continue to push through. So, it's got really quiet now, hasn't it, on the circuit? We're not even hearing any audio from the chat. Slightly bizarre. Bezecchi is really struggling here. Yeah, I agree with the SSG. Bezecchi has Bezecchi was championship leader after that brilliant win earlier on in the season. Now he's having issue on issue. And I'm not seeing him as the way we thought we might see him coming into this year, if you remember correctly as well, how we thought he might attack. He's not attacking, he's struggling every which way he needs to come into. As we just hear track audio a little bit in the background actually, as they've filtered it out through this little side. That's right. Replay with Pecco Bagnaia. What has he done into the braking zone from turn number 1? Oh, I see. 347 and 86 knots an hour. That's how boring the race has got. We're now looking at dates of traffic as well. Very exciting start. The sprint race was better. Bezecchi's really struggling here, a bit like the Ferrari last year. Yeah, right there. We've got Alex Marquez in third. That's Luca Marini fourth. We're on track for the position. Marquez going on the inside line. We're being careful to make that move. 3 wide. Oopsie daisies. Don't make that manoeuvre and don't take that position. It's a bit tight, isn't it? They don't really want to leave it, let it go, do they? They are seriously pushing. Now, 10 to go in this one. Don't forget, we're not staying around for the podium. We're off here as soon as the race is done. The bare minimum is what we're doing here. To avoid anything. 10 to go. Now, Campagnaro close in. 7/10 of a second to Jorge Martin as well, so it's closing in. How rare to see Morbidelli be able to be ahead. Of Quartararo. Yeah, really rare. Quartararo, where we get Morbidelli's 10th, Quartararo down in 12th position. Absolutely just losing it at the moment then, aren't they, as well? Oh, driver tracker might start working shortly as well. Absolutely losing it here at the front. Bagnaia leads by 6/10 of a second to Jorge Martin. They're going to try and keep that advantage over the next 10 laps or so. 9.5 really, please counting. Into that braking zone once again. Just tugs the inside line. Alex Marquez holding it. Luca Marini back on the attack. Push, power. It's the key factor they want to listen to here. However, they never will. Hey, our driver tracker is back. He's back. So, just let it go. It's great to see that Talent's back on the station. Yeah, it works. Fantastic. Do that on Mega Genius. Pressing a button. Side by side across the line then. Alex Marquez third, Lucarini fourth, Johan Zarco in fifth position. Can't find the inside line. Can't find it as well. Oh, down now on power in terms of durability. So they're going to be holding it together. Oh! Marquez has crashed! Alex Marquez has crashed out of the race. He's high-sided. Coming out of the second chicane. And as quickly as you hear it, as quickly as we talk about it, the race is quieting down. Bang goes Alex Marquez. Now see what happened. Comes into the braking zone. He's going to high-side it. It's the bike. Oh, he's dropped him. Looked like a high-side from off-board with the smoke, but he's dropped the front. So Alex is doing what his brother would do and drops the inside line. What is going on? They're in two times today, the Marquez brothers. Feel sorry for their father. So third place now is either going to be Luca Marini or Johan Zarco, with 9 laps to go this race. But yeah, wait, it's the Marquez brother. Game over. Yep, yellow flags out in the first sector as well. Well, who predicted that? Nobody saw that coming, did they? In the race. The track goes heavily silent, doesn't it, as it waits for the engine noise to run in over the back. Now, 9 to go. Marini on Zarco as well. 3 out, Alex Marquez, Miguel Oliveira and Marc Marquez. They're the 3 retirements so far in this race. A bit of a move at the further back straight away. Down the straight we go. Bagnaia to Martin, very close. But that's Luca Marini and Zarco, extra closer as well. If they were teammates, imagine the team's reactions when they both crash out. Don't need to. It happened. Mark and Alex were teammates back in 2020. Both crashed out in one race. It was not a pretty sight. Absolutely not a pretty sight, I might add. Am I going to see anything different? Anything sort of jump out of you and grab you from the screen? I don't think so. Not coming from this angle at the moment. I'll mind as soon as we're done here, we have the last 90 minutes of the Le Mans 24 Hours to commentate on. Everyone's just stepping in the garage at the moment to make sure it all works. Marini third, Zarco fourth, battling between them at the moment. Made sure to mute my microphone. Well, this is an interesting little race, isn't it? It's not really delivering much to the championship. What's happened to MotoGP? Has the sprint races sort of killed it? The passion's just not there anymore, is it? It's a good race to start with, then it dials down and not really into a position as Jack Miller in 6th position. Being closed in by Aleix Espargaro. SHT says, when Mark got his 8th championship, I thought he would tied with Rossi. But nope, I don't think it's going to happen again. No, neither do I. I thought Colorado might be able to do it. It was a young blood championship, but so far he hasn't actually done anything from him. He's just been exactly the same sort of position. Out of power and out of time for several places. There's 7 laps to go, and there on the inside, that's Luca Marini being on the defensive to Johan Zarco. It's turn 1's braking zone, and not going to be feeling any different forwards. That is a shame, because I was hoping there would be a bit of a difference between them, but there's not. They're just staying exactly the same and being almost identical, really, isn't it? They're not really changing that much. So Bagnaia will lead 131 points and 10 points. So he'll be 30 odd points clear nearly. Wow, huge gap in the championship coming in. What came into the weekend as 1 point leaves us 22. That's how bad of a weekend you can have in MotoGP under this new sprint format. That's how bad of a weekend you can have when you just take your eye off the ball. You just think, oh, it won't affect me this weekend. You've got to continually push and continually find the new line. Bagnaia 147.1, 147.5, 147.540, and lap 15 was his fastest, and he's just beating Jorge Martin again and again and again. SHG says Bagnaia is at Bagnaia is about as apt like the championship mode. It is. Bagnaia is actually like the MotoGP version of Verstappen, isn't it? It's quite like it, quite crash-prone in the first few seasons, not as much now. Yep, absolutely. As Zarco slips up the inside of Luca Marini for third position, coming out the last corner, a lovely sweet little manoeuvre makes the position key, and here comes Marini. He's got on the pit grid as well. He's going to keep the position until turn number 1. Late on the brakes, keeps it tight, and makes the move stick. Can we see anything back from Zarco? No, we can't on the inside. Bit of a disappointment to see him there. Oh, nearly takes out the back of it, my goodness me. Zarco is getting his fists out, and Marini knows it, and he's a little bit of a shaking of the hand there as well. The Italian gesturing to the German, what are you doing? Do not want to have any sort of big accident coming through that part of the track. It is one of the most dangerous segments to have an accident at, because you high side all the way down the hill. It's fast and it's not pretty. Also added to that the Aqua Beatas 2 and 3. Cowabomb says they're going to bring Binder back into it. Well, Binder's in, yeah, they are. Binder's in 5th position, Miller in 6th, but these two battling. It is closing that gap. We'll take a quick look at that gap. Not a long look. Gap between Binder is 6.2 seconds according to my screen, so maybe not that much. Maybe not that much. You may notice it's basic coverage. That is because we're trying to avoid anything being done. So yeah, that's basically it. Basically, it's not that I was the MotoGP commentators the other day. Clearly, I'm not. So it's quite bad to do that. The bikes in the background, singing in the engines as well. 5 laps to go in MotoGP's Italian Grand Prix. Still 1.1 out of the race. Bagnaia leads, Martin second, Zarco third, Marini fourth, Binder fifth, Miller in sixth, Aleix Spargo seventh, Bezzecchi eighth, Bastianini ninth, Morbidelli 10th, Quartararo 11th, Nakagami 12th, Vinales 13th, Di Giannantonio 14th, Ralph Fernandez 15th. That goes down to the last points paying position. Hero 16th, Fernandez 17th, Salvador 18th, Folger 19th. Out of the race, Alex Marquez, Miguel Oliveira and Marc Marquez. SHT says the Prima Pramac bikes have been rapid this season. All of the Ducatis have been rapid, but those Prima Pramacs have found something that the Brunellis had last year to bring up to the party power. So yeah, it's working, and it's working well, and it needs to work well. It desperately needed to work well. Prima Pramac needed to come back into the championship fight with something. How are Ferrari 3 minutes 22 seconds ahead of Toyota number 28? Ferrari might actually win at Le Mans for the first time since 1965. Well, I think I know what I'm watching later then. Ford versus Ferrari. Which is the opposite way round, but well, Ferrari's last win. Well, you watch Le Mans, you watch more Le Mans. 24 hours non-stop. Technically, I'll still be on the other broadcaster. Make sure you make clear that. Just stepped out for an hour. Oh, technically it's going to be less than 45 minutes. No, it might be. Years ago, it was the battle between Monster Yamaha and Repsol Honda in the championship very often. But now it's their downfall. Yep, but now it's the downfall. Yep. Honda down the order. Yamaha not finding anything, unfortunately, in the braking zones. If you're just joining us for the first time on Twitch to watch MotoGP, it's not normally like this. Usually we're in a better box. Look back to the sprint race we did yesterday. It's on Twitch still as well. That's the level of coverage we do, and that's what we got blamed for. Nothing at all. You see. So today we're trying to go as basic beer as possible. Bagnaia leading 1.522 to Martin. Looks like he's going to do the double. Pole position. In fact, he's going to do everything, isn't he? Pole position, sprint race, and Grand Prix, leading both laps. Bagnaia, there is no stopping the Italian on Italian soil. It's a shame we can't hear the national anthem, obviously, but yeah, well, I've got to go off here straight away. Don't want to get in trouble with anything, as I knocked the green screen behind me, but luckily you can't tell, because it's a green screen. That background's not real, it's a green screen. Great green screen, actually, well done. Works really well. Now, Zarco's ahead of Marini. into that braking zone down turn 10. Ferrari about to make history in the 24-hour Le Mans, from what it seems, and Giovinazzi's in that car, or at least he will get something. Yeah. Well, I think with 3 minutes 21 with an hour 23 to go, that is a pretty good gap. I wonder what's happened to the number 8 Toyota. I'm trying to look on the driver tracker. Number 8 Toyota's coming through Tech Rouge. The leader, which is number 51, yes, he is. The 51's coming out to lap the number 8 Toyota. What has happened there? Did Toyota have a problem with Hariako as well? Well, if Ferrari have won this race, fantastic. But back to MotoGP, 4 laps to go in this one. The racing still proving the faster point. Bagnaia leads. 19 seconds after third. It's going to be a 2-3 on the board. Coming as well. Yeah, 2-3 coming on the board for Pramac. Oopsies. We're still here. Hello. Looks over to make sure nothing's going to interfere with the streams. A bit side by side. Number 8 Toyota has been in the champions in the 24 miles the last few years. Now they're about to get dethroned by a massive margin. Yeah, I wonder why that is. Has the Ferrari yet to pit? Has the Toyota done a complete system and the Toyota and the Ferrari hasn't pitted? That's what I'm worried about. That's what I'm most afraid of, actually. Looking into the battle. We'll double check on that later. It's a fascinating little tale that's coming as well to see if it's a problem. Still in the battle. Still in the attack as they come in. 3 laps to go. There's the noise we love. Hold the attack. 1.3 seconds to Martin. 1.7 seconds to Zarco. And they swing round. Oi! Up! Marini dropped it there. 2 legs off the bike. Almost slipped it. Somehow managed to hold it. That was quite terrifying. I'm looking. What the fine is there? I am not seeing the reason why it's 3 minutes 24 seconds and they have now been lapped. You're joking me. The 51 and the 8 are close together. The Ferrari is going to lap the Toyota. I want to go back to the garage to see that. My goodness me. So then, action continuing here with a few segments left. It's not 4 laps to go. It's a timing screen. Has our timing screen crashed? Yes, it has. It's 2 to go. Timing screen's crashed. Apologies, but nothing's changed. Still the same order. Aleix Spargo's moving on quite a lot. Aleix up to P6. Still P6? Yeah, so our timing tower's collapsed. Apologies for that. It's 2 to go, not 4 to go. This will be the end of the race. Coming up next. An insane amount of battle, an insane amount of grip has actually been taken right now. Let's just take away those battle screens, lap trackers, because it's coming up to the final lap of the race. As they come through, SHS has really seen through for the Le Mans race this season. Yeah, Toyota dropped the ball, Ferrari pick it up, and it looks like we're going to be in for a quiet last hour. Always when I leave the commentary box does something exciting happen. Every single time. 3 years running now as well. Let's see if it can happen next year. Otherwise I'll be a bit very, very, very disappointed. Last lap call. So we're nearly there then. Nearly ending this one for MotoGP's Grand Prix. We're up to showing the podium. Straight off. Race over. 26 kilometers an hour, so he's really pushing the boat out on the inside line. I suppose that's nice. It needs to be done. Needs to happen. Still on the attack though. Can we see an attack? Can we see a push? That's what we all want to see. Will we see it? into the last 2 corners. This is what we came to see. It's what we want to see. Out of the last 2 corners, the attack will continue, the race will continue. Last few corners then, and then we'll go off here. Bagnaia has controlled this race, an utter domination here at Mugello. He took the sprint, he took pole position for both races, he took the sprint win yesterday, leading every lap. He's going to do exactly the same here today. If you need a masterclass in MotoGP, this is the man, this is the bike, this is the team. It's an absolute domination. Once again, just like last year, Ducati have owned their home circuit in Mugello. It's into the last corner for the last time. Who can stop Pecco Bagnaia in 2023? An Italian on an Italian bike on Italian soil wins the Italian Grand Prix. Bagnaia wins in Mugello. Martin is second, Zarco third, Marini fourth, Binder comes across the line in 5th position, 6th for Aleix Espargaro, 7th for Jack Miller, 8th Marco Bezzecchi, 9th Enea Bastianini, 10th for Franco Morbidelli, 11th Fabio Quartararo, 12th Maverick Vinales, 13th Takiki Nakagami, 14th is Fabio Di Giannantonio, 15th Augusto Fernandez, Michele Pirro 16th, 17th for Ralph Fernandez, 18th Lorenzo Salvador, 19th Jonas Folger. Out of the race, Alex Marquez, Miguel Oliveira and Marc Marquez. It is Pecco Bagnaia who wins the Italian Grand Prix. Very well done then as well. Again, back to back. This is going to be very, very interesting in the championship now as well. We'll move on then 7 days time to the German Grand Prix. As I said, we will be live on Twitch for that event as well at the Saturn Ring in 7 days time. Well, thanks to all of you for your support this weekend across the Le Mans 24 Hour and your support in the copyright strike manner as well. Normal service will be resumed shortly. In the meantime, the Canadian Grand Prix, the MotoGP, well, they're on Twitch. The Canadian Grand Prix, Alton Park for touring cars and IndyCar is live on JB Motorsports 2. On JB Motorsports Twitch, MotoGP is, and everything will be uploaded here after the fact as a premiere. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.